Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and yeah, the time constraints are making it very difficult for me to get content out right now. But enough of that. Before we do anything, I want to say, hey, Happy New Year, everybody. It's the year 2026 now. This is my first video of the year, and we are intending to make it an interesting one. At least I hope it's interesting. I hope you find it interesting, is what I'm getting at. And I think what we're going to do today is we are going to just see... We're going to do an endless run and just see how far we can go. So I'm going to take a power-based ranged run and just see what I can do. No guarantee that... no guarantee that everything will go well, but, you know, that's not necessarily the point. The point is, we want to start the year off right, so let's start with something interesting, and then we'll just see what the year brings us. I do, of course, feel the need to talk about some projects that that I've been working on. And we'll get to all that in a bit. Right now, let's just set up the run, because we are actually going to do a scripted run this time instead of just going random. Alright, so... See, the trick is finding the right spells to really make this pop. Explode and Fireball could be no. There we go. Flame Fusion, Frost Fan, not necessarily in that order. Take that, and what do we use here? Honestly, it's been a while since I've used the Mario Fireballs, so that's going to be our run. And what do we start with? Oh, you know what? I didn't roll the soundtrack, so what are we doing today? Alright, piano it is. And we are doing power-based, so we're going to put on the gaudy tiara. And we're going to make this a good, fun run, at least as fun as we can. And yes, we will be starting with the retro floor plan. That's just a part of how I do things. And as soon as the run actually gets started, we can talk about our plans for the future. Because it's not that I'm uninterested in continuing to work on the channel, it's that I have no idea what I want to continue doing. Because it seems like the things that I do because I'm really into them don't seem to attract much attention. And I don't know, it does make me feel a little iffy about the potential future of the channel, so I don't know, maybe I'm just being a prissy little boy. But to give actual examples, I'm disappointed but not surprised that my Hollow Knight content isn't doing very well. Like, I guess I can't really be too surprised. The game was everywhere when it came out, and I'm probably like, what, only the millionth person to do a full completion run, so I guess I can't really be too upset about that, even though I do wish it was doing better. So on that note, I will say I want you guys to let me know if there's any interest in continuing that one. And as much as I'm loving the game Dun Jungle, I can understand if other people aren't as into it as I am. Like, if I'm being 100% fair about it, it is kind of like Dead Cells Light. But that's just because most Metroidvanias look like Dead Cells Light, and I've explained in the past that I don't necessarily have an aversion to doing Dead Cells content. It's that there are plenty of other people who do that game way better than I do. And also with Motion Twin and Evil Empire not really working on the game anymore, which, by the way, I don't necessarily think that's a horrible thing. We can't expect that they only work on one game forevermore. And I am very jazzed to see what comes out of their new project, Windblown. What is it? Windblown? Windborn? Something? It involves wind. You know, paint with all the colors of the wind. That's the name of the game. I guess that's also part of why I'm always going out there looking for games to do first impressions on, because I am always excited to check out new games. And hey, if we find something that just really sparks our interest and knocks our socks off, you know, all the better. And that's why I played Dun Jungle in the first place and ended up loving that game. What do we have here? We'll use that as just a quick means of earning some cash. As far as what I wanted to do with this game, I know I said that I wasn't going to do a full-on, like standard Arcana spotlight because there's tons and tons of spells, and that would really take like an entire career's worth of work to do justice. But it doesn't mean that I can't, occasionally spotlight some of my favorite spells and be like, hey, check this spell out, here's why I like this. Because there are certain standard Arcana that, stand out to me. And no, in no way am I saying I'm going to go over every spell in the game. That's just too much. But going over one every now and again, just because, that seems like it would be a good idea. So, one more thing to add to the list of things that I can do with Wizard of Legend. Okay, so grab this, and then we will give that to Dr. Song. You know, real honestly, I'm not spending a lot of money on stuff on this floor. Give me that, and we're just gonna get moving. Owie. It was one of those times where I noticed I wasn't spending a lot of money on this floor, so I was like, screw it, let's just get moving. Ooh, that was dumb. It was also dumb. Cash. I mean, this is a projectile, so why not? Now, another game that I've been playing a lot, although not necessarily on the channel, is I've been playing Elden Ring Night Rain again. Partially because of the new content, and partially because I just like the game. Oops. Actually, wasn't the spell I wanted to use there, and I just goofed. Okay. Might come back for Earthquake Axe, but I'm not sure yet. So, anyway, what I'm doing in Night Rain is I am practicing fighting the new Dreglord boss, because I haven't 100% gotten used to his attack patterns yet. I've come close to beating him every time I've battled him, so I have every confidence that I will be winning against him soon, and then I can start practicing him with other characters while I wait for the essentially Everdark Balancers to come back around. And yes, I know it doesn't say they're Everdark bosses. It says that they're Salvation Standard Bearers, but come on, it's the Enhanced Balancers. Which, that's a fight I was really liking. It was one of those things where I was practicing the fight, and then on the day of the switch up, I had to go to work. Came home from work, and that fight was no longer available, and it made me a sad boy. So now, while I'm waiting for the Everdark Balancers to come back around, I'm just practicing other stuff and working my way through the Scholar's Remembrance quest, which I'm up to chapter 5 on it out of chapter 8. So we're getting there. But that's also part of why I'm practicing the Dreglord, because I know that that's a part of the Scholar's Remembrance quest. And, I have to beat the Dreglord with the Scholar. Which, to be fair, I might just end up doing that online, because, I'm not used to the Dreglord even as it is, so the idea of taking a character that I'm not very good with and fighting solo a boss that I don't know very well, it just sounds like a recipe for a bad time, so I might just do that one. Owie. I might just do that one online instead of trying to force it solo. Like, I'm gonna learn the Dreglord solo, but then after that, all bets are off. Okay, does Earthquake Axe count as a projectile? It counts as nothing, that's what I thought. Oh, we'll hold on to it temporarily. Oh, and by the way, in case my movements are looking a little odd right now, there is a huge amount of glare on the lower half of my monitor right now, which is making it kind of hard to see. You should go close the curtains. And you're right, I should do that, but at the same time, I'm already recording, and I don't want to pause the game. Consider it me working with a handicap. Ooh, we should definitely do this. And it's not as important as getting the upgrade on the Awe Robe, but I figure I have the health to do it now. And we are going to want the extra damage regardless, so why not? So let's turn over some of what I've been talking about to you guys. I want to know what you all think. Are there certain games that I should be playing, that I shouldn't be playing? Is it possible that perhaps I'm just overthinking things? That's always been a possibility. As far as this run is concerned, so far so good. Can't really complain too much. And largely, though, that's because this is a curated run instead of a random run. We had to expect that things would go better. When I say better, I mean as planned. Yep, that was a glare issue. But no, Earthquake Axe is stronger, and I think I want to stick with that for right now. Even though it doesn't count as a projectile, I would still qualify it as a decent ranged power item. I mean, I'm not really doing anything with critical hits, but I might as well take it. At least temporarily. Would be a bit more valuable if I didn't have the renewing potion vial, but there we go. Alright, Miss Zeal. I've got your number. Got it on the wall. I've got it for a good time. For a good time call. I better not get copyright struck for singing. Hear me, YouTube? Better not. This is random arcana. Cool, don't really need that right now. And I'm gonna blame walking directly into a combat scenario without being properly prepared on the glare on my monitor. Hey, there's something over here. Like, no, seriously, well, there is an enemy over here. Where did you come from? Yeah, fairy, kick his ass. Alright, well, this is an opportunity at the Elixir of Might, so not gonna say no to that. Probably hear the excitable birds in the background. Okay, that was a little stressful. Getting pincered between two big groups of enemies like that. Owie. I do like Dynamic Disarray. Grab that just as a bouncing option. Honestly, I think I'll be okay. Alright, so we're getting close to being done with the first cycle. And again, I've got to say, the run is going very well so far. But some of the things that you will start to notice as we get up there in difficulty is that the bosses will be being stunned for shorter and shorter periods of time. Which means we're going to need to really make the most out of the openings that we do get. Because they're going to be moving fast. And you'll see it for yourselves. You don't need me to, push the idea. But believe me when I say things will be getting rushed. Nothing here I want. I am honestly surprised that hit me. What happened there, Dark Sage? You didn't see the wall? No, I didn't. I still have the glare on my monitor. Probably should have recorded this later in the day, but I figured it's the second. It's already later than I wanted for recording a New Year's video. Alright, we will go ahead and trade you the token of health. Aw, man, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. Alright. We've also got a ton of gold, just because we haven't had to spend an awful lot. It helps that on the very first floor we got our first two Arcana upgrades. Of course, she was all the way across the map, so... Okay, this is a rougher fight than I thought it would be. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is probably the hardest Zeal fight I've had in a while. Damn it. Alright, that is first cycle completed. And we get to take this bad boy with us. Okay, so I think at this point we just drop that. It's not actually helping much. Second loop. Oh, it's Zeal at the end again. Okay. No. Actually, no. Oh, shit. Hold on. I wasn't ready! Alright. Try this again. Got anything good for me? I mean, kind of, but I don't really want to change to that. Jesus. Okay. Alright, if you've never heard me say it before, God, I hate ice archers. I guarantee you've all heard me say that before because I say it probably every time I see them. Just, you know, rough estimate there. Alright, as the time of day is passing on, the glare is getting better. Honestly, it makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, let's grab a potion, then we'll drop that in exchange for this. Another room full of icy satans. Lovely. Alright, where is the end of the level? Over here. Alright, well, strangely, we haven't found a lot of things that are actually boosting my damage. Got some really good defensive relics, but... I'm not gonna say offense is lacking, because it isn't. Just, you know, I was hoping that by doing an endless run, we could have ridiculous power, not just good power. Alright, well, I mean, at least it's more power for the Cartographer's Quill. Yeah, none of these are really doing it, but we can make another attempt at the elixir of might, which I guess means dropping that. Now, considering that I'm fighting at range, I see no issue with dropping something that wants me to be in melee. Oh crap. I might be in trouble. Okay, I thought I could be slick and sneak in between them. But no. No, I'm not that cool. Or that dexterous, which is okay, I am a little overweight. Thank you, water cushion. I already have flame fusion. Why are you selling it to me again? I'm so confused! I like Shark, but I think for this run, I'm okay with what I've got. Oh, I'm now questioning that because I have to ask myself, am I going to have the same problems when I get to Zeal this time around? Alright, time for some ultra hard boss. Now, I'm used to Freya, don't get me wrong, but yeah, this is gonna be rough. As you can see, no puns or jokes this time, she just wants to kick my ass. There we go. One down. Now we've got Atlas. Oh boy, Atlas. Atlas is gonna probably kick my ass. But let's not get too negative about it. We've got ourselves a good, strong build. We've got plenty going for us. Let's not be super negative. Let's just get in there. We're gonna kick gum and chew ass. Yeah, take that, Dryad. Assuming you're a Dryad, you could just be a Mandrake root. Dark Sage, they're called Earth Zoners. I know what they're called. Honestly, though, if it was a Mandrake root, it should be screaming at me. It's not doing that, so... Oh, what have I done? Alright, let's trade you the Token of Health and Elixir of Might. Alright, at least we got some free healing sitting around in case we need it. Cake! I see cake. I don't think I want cake, but I see it. Which reminds me, I am getting a little hungry. Owie. My only issue there is that the whole reason why I have time to record today is that I woke up feeling sick. And in case any of you are going, you know, Dark Sage, that seems to happen to you a lot. Yeah, part of the problem is that much of my bowel health is determined by my diabetes, and sometimes that means that things just go really sour for no reason. I like the Hunter's Stiletto. Like, I don't know if that's the best thing for me to pick up right now, but it's worth more than this. Beautiful. Alright, where is the other 5% of the map? Up here. Beautiful. And that should put this up to 12. Very nice. Alright. Well, Atlas's floor hasn't killed me yet. I don't mean, like, ever in general. I mean right now, because his floor kills me a lot. Eh! Eh. No, stop it. You weren't supposed to shoot me! I want to see your manager. And for a moment there, I had forgotten that the swinging hammer is a projectile in and of itself, so it would block those bullets. You know, better safe than sorry. Beautiful. Okay, I'm noticing that Nox isn't wanting to show up. And you know you want to give me them cursed relics. Yeah. Go cursed ass out here. Actually, no. We are going to take the long way because we want to fill in the map. Alright. Alright, once again, filling in the map. Alright, cool. Oh! Is this Chaotic Buster? We'll definitely take that. Alright, Atlas himself is usually not that bad. Okay, Atlas, not too bad. Much as I love the Spiral Rumblers, I've already got a nice spread shot, so I think I'm all set. Alright, Zeal kind of whooped me last time. Let's see if we can get some payback. God damn, they're getting aggressive. Not that that's a major surprise or anything, but it's been a while since I've done this, so yeah, it's coming back to me just how aggressive enemies get when you get into the higher cycles. Now, why can't I get multiple enemy waves on a big room like that? Amulet of Sundering, huh? Alright, well, I don't know about the Amulet of Sundering. I definitely want to start picking up the Curse Eater items, though. Also, where are we at with this? 17. Almost 18. Oh yeah? Well, I can do that. No, there's nothing here I want. God, I was just complaining about him showing up, then he shows up with cursed relics that I don't want to touch. Mostly because I don't know if you've washed your hands or not. I don't know where they've been. Seriously, it's the year 2026. You need to learn to wash your hands, especially if you're handling food. I don't think Nox works in a deli. I think Darkseid is losing his mind. Good things here, but my build is pretty much set at this point unless I want to change the hammer. And the thing is, the hammer has defensive uses, so no. No, I don't want to change the hammer. Alright, on to the next. Uh-oh. Shit's getting fucky. All of that for a dead end. But that dead end was worth more map percentage, so no complaints here. Make my monster grow! And in this case, my monster is my cartographer's quill. I maybe should have waited for Frostfan to come off a cooldown before I did that, but, you know. Sometimes the best way to move forward is with bad decisions. Either because they help you make better decisions, or because they're funny. I don't know what was funny about that. Oh, you think that's funny? You think getting a spear to the eyeball is funny, Darkseid? Is that your idea of comedy? Look, if I was aiming for comedy, I would say a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" That would be comedy. But is it good comedy? I don't know. Depends on the context. Like, if your audience really likes dad jokes, you cannot go wrong with a joke like that. If your audience is looking for something a bit more insightful and maybe thought-provoking, maybe stay away from the dad jokes. Anyone can make a shitty pun. We can't all be George Carlin or Bill Hicks. Oh, hold on. We got a strong boy here. All right, what needs to get sacrificed on the altar of big boy damage? Okay, you can go. Oh no, you stay. You stay. You stay. You stay. You stay. You stay. Honestly, let's get rid of that too. And yes, I know 30 isn't a gigantic number, but is it better than 0? Better believe it. Unless for some reason your mathematical knowledge starts and ends at Jello, then, you know, maybe you're not the best person to ask about mathematical advice, in which case please stay away from my fucking taxes. Oh, I accidentally got rid of the cushion flip-flops. Okay, might be in trouble. You know what, though? It's okay. We'll deal. That extra 30% damage means that enemies won't be living very long anyway. I mean, unless I don't live very long, in which case, you know. Don't make fun of me in the comments for getting rid of my best defensive relic. It was a moment of weakness, okay? Alright, Speedy McZip Pants. Owie. Okay, that one wasn't so bad. Alright, we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm thinking we're going to be on to cycle number 3 pretty soon here. Well, that could have gone better. Alright, on to loop number 3. Let's see if... And that'll be good temporarily. I'm hoping it doesn't seem too familiar. There's certain faces I would not like to see again. Fuck my life. You know what? I had that coming. Alright, little air elementals. You go away now. No, I don't really want to gamble on my spells. But, you know, thanks for the offer. Oh, I thought for sure it was a mimic. I don't know why I thought that. How dare you? Alright, we're doing good for right now. Alright, is this still going up, by the way? Yes, it is. Interesting, they're giving me Furious Tempest again. Alright, damage has taken a nice big spike upwards from the last loop thanks to that Mimic. Okay, nothing here that's really setting off my spidey senses, but I'll pick that up. Hey, who's up here? Nobody. Or at least nobody helpful. There we go. That's 100% of the map. And, yep, 28%. Looking strong. Stop it. Well, that could lead into a strongman's hammer. I guess the question is, do I want to go for that? Because the only other vendor I'd be looking forward to seeing would be I mean, aside from Anders, because I would like to replace some of my defensive relics. But yeah, the only other red vendor I'd want to see is Dr. Song. Alright, could definitely stand to pick up a potion now. Okay, so this is going to be a bit risky. But I think ultimately it's worth it. And you know, if I end up dying because of it, oh well. You know what? It was worth the risk. All right, getting a little stressful, a little heated. Could really use Anders right about now. Where are you, buddy? I would like to purchase some health. Hey, you want to purchase some health? What, are you from America? You're not Anders. So if this were a different type of run, I'd probably be okay picking up that Ward of Chaos, but... Oh, hold on, I just noticed something. And once again, yes, I'm getting a little risky because at this point I'm pretty sure I don't need box escape. On the other hand, speed never hurt anybody. I do want to hold on to the travel jacket just a little bit longer, though. Furious Tempest again. Owie. Okay, that wasn't so bad. That was. That was very painful. Nice. Nice. Wait, we beat him with 69 damage and we have 420 health. Guys, we have to end the run here. There's just nothing we can do about it. We have to stop. Obviously, I'm not stopping. Let's change this up. Oh, stop. Thank you. Got anything good for me? Not really. I mean, I guess I could take the binoculars. Projectile. So yeah, I could take the binoculars. Actually. Yeah, 15% damage boost. Loving it. Nothing here I want. I can't exactly upgrade my robe more than once, so that's not happening. Oh, okay, I thought that was going to be a more full-fledged combat room. I was mistaken. Alright, let's get a little healthier. What is this? I don't think that counts as projectile, actually, even though it probably should. I'm gonna say no to that. Alright, not bad. And so the journey continues. Oh, poison caltrops, damn it! Why would you do this to me? Alright, anything good here? Kind of. But I think what I really want is the strongman's hammer. Once I get that, I can probably drop the token of doom. No strongman's hammer. You make me sad. Alright, let's wait. Alright, we're starting to run a little dangerously low on health. Yeah, accidentally getting rid of the Pathfinder's knapsack was definitely a mistake I'm paying for now. Same with the... Well, no, I took a risk on one of those, but... Yeah, on the cushioned flip-flops, I wasn't looking to get rid of those, so that was an oops on my behalf. Ultimately, does that mean that the tiny crocodile heart wasn't worth it? No, that was the part that was definitely worth it. Oh, wait, hold on. Owie. Alright, Atlas again. Okay, I was not prepared for how fast he was going to be. Like, holy buckets. Yeah, and because of how fast enemies are, summoners are getting to be a real pain. No thanks. Love Breaking Twister if this were based on critical hits, but nope. So that might be one of the arcana I choose to spotlight when I start doing like selected standard arcanas. No, don't need any of these. What I'd really like is some more of the Curse Eater's gear. No thanks. We're doing so much damage, though, that our signature is charging up just almost instantaneously. Alright, that helps recover a lot of our health. And here's hoping that Freya doesn't just ruin it. I wasn't aware I started that close to an enemy group. Holy crap. Oh, hey. I don't think so. Who do you think you are? Oof. Okay, this is just unlucky. Oh. Okay, end of the stage. Cool, but I want to finish filling in the map for the quill. Yeah, these ghouls are just violent. Okay, once again, you have nothing I want. Like, it's weird. I would take the golden saber as well, but I haven't seen that either. Hold on. Well, I tell a lie. I saw it once. But at the same time, there was something else that I wanted more. So now no more golden saber. Knocking over your candles until you act right. It's not gonna help a damn. If anything, he's just gonna sue me now. Then I'm gonna be put under arrest for disorderly conduct. No, good luck to the officer that has to arrest the Wizard of Legend. I mean, how is that gonna work out? Okay, on to friggin' Hyperspeed Freya. Oh, of course. Yeah, thanks for blocking my opening gambit. Okay. Hey, get all of them. Alright, I think we are at the point where we might be nearing the end of the run. But I said we would keep going until we couldn't go any further, so that is what we're gonna do. Oh, immediate Atlas. Thanks. At this point, we've experienced so many diminishing returns on our potions that it's almost not worth it to pick up more potions. Hey, would you look at that? The entangling vines ended up killing me like they always do. Those bastards. But you know what? That was fun. It was a... made it up to stage 10, and hey, you know what? I could probably do better in the near future, but let's now harken back to the beginning of the video. You guys let me know what you're interested in seeing, and I hope that I'm able to find some stuff that really resonates with all of us, because we all deserve some joy, some happiness, and some good old fun. And I look forward to bringing it to you. So, until next we meet, you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. I, of course, thank you for coming and spending your free time here with me today. I know I say it at the end of just about every video I make, but I say it because I mean it and I do care. So thank you guys very much. This channel mostly exists just because I enjoy doing this, so I'm not too worried about views, but you know what? This is one of those things I wouldn't mind being a fun little side hustle, so, you know, the YouTube stuff. You like, you comment, you subscribe. Let me know that you're interested in seeing my work. It would mean a huge deal to me. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. I wish you a beautiful, happy new year, and hopefully it'll be happy for all of us as we continue this journey together. And I will see you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care of yourself.